what's up? Rickquazo2094 here, and as you notice it says Daniel's video and not one of mine because, well, he wanted me to guest narrate, and I was like, sure, why not? I could tackle a few guest narration. So, yeah, you noticed it was like him versus a bunch of Ubers and Kyurem. So this should be interesting, actually. Yeah. I actually watched this video before while I was recording it, so I kind of have the gist of what happens, but I don't remember most of it. So yeah, this Sean person's gonna lead off with a Darkrai, and Daniel's leading off with Lucario. And of course, going for the obvious Dark Void. I mean, every Darkrai does that. Well, not every Darkrai, but most of them tend to do the Dark Void move because, well, might as well make use of a signature move like that. That puts something to sleep, right? Anyway, so yeah, this Lucario is going to take damage from Bad Dreams, which is going to be such a bummer. But thanks to Sleep Claws, he's able to switch into Sceptile and not have to worry about really, you know, being put to sleep, because I'm sure they battled with Sleep Claws in effect, I'm not sure. But I can take a guess. I guess not, because the Darkrai went for the Dark Void, but it missed. Unfortunately, that Sceptile did miss that first Focus Blast, which would have been fatal had Dark Void not missed. So yeah, the Sceptile is going to go for the Focus Blast and one-hit KO this Darkrai. Look at all that damage. Crit, I don't know if the crit mattered. It could have not. Who knows? Life Orb too, so maybe the crit didn't matter. Sean's going to send in Kyurem for whatever reason, after seeing the Focus Blast. But the Sceptile is going to go for the Dragon Pulse, I guess, for the safe hit and not, and hopefully not missing with the Focus Blast. It's not going to KO the Kyurem though, which is kind of disappointing. Yeah, I guess the Kyurem had a Enigma Berry, which is interesting. Not sure why, but it did. It's going to use Fly for whatever reason. I don't know why the Kyurem's using Fly. It's a little strange to use Fly, but up it goes, I guess. Which you should never rely on two-hit moves without a power, because, well, then it allows your opponent to get in the switch-in pretty easily, like the switch into this physical wall Torkoal. I mean, look at how much damage that did not do. That was like little damage. And then for whatever reason the Kyurem's going to go for Glaciate. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Because, you know what, it doesn't make sense to go for Glaciate. It really doesn't. And then the Torkoal's going to go for the Yawn, force the Kyurem to go to sleep. And yeah. Kyurem's going to get drowsy, you know, all that stuff. I thought about speeding it up, but yeah, I realized maybe you guys want to see the full battle. Especially with me guest narrating and having to figure out what's going on, since I don't remember a lot of the battle. He's going to switch into Palkia, which an all-dragon team, well, it's not all-dragon, it's mostly dragon, which is interesting. Why would you bring a mostly dragon team? Anyways, Daniel's going to predict that switch quite nicely and have the Torkoal set up the Stealth Rocks. So maybe that'll get the opponent to stop switching a little bit, but probably not. Yeah, the Palkia is going to go for a Hydro Pump, kind of an obvious move right there. So that down goes Torkoal, because it's probably a physical wall, not a special wall. At least that would be my guess. Then he's going to send in Heracross. I don't know why Heracross, but sending in Heracross. Gonna go with the Mega Horn, which is going to do a pretty decent amount of damage, pretty good. This Palkia is going for the Spatial Rend, which, yeah, I guess a good move on the Palkia's part, because Spatial Rend does have a lot of damage. Toxic Orb, I'm not sure why he's packing Toxic Orb and not Flame Orb, because I know the reasoning he has it is because of Guts, but why pack a Toxic Orb and not a Flame Orb? Toxic's a lot more dangerous than the Flame Orb is. But yeah, it's alright. He goes with the close combat and takes him out pretty easily. Yeah, you know, that still baffles me, Toxic Orb. I'm not sure why a Toxic Orb. Yeah, just really doesn't make sense, actually. Anyways, this Giratina knows Shadow Sneak, so I'm gonna guess it's probably of the physical variety and not mixed or not special. So he's gonna switch into the Sceptile, and for whatever reason the Giratina doesn't go for the Shadow Sneak again, I guess knowing that it's not going to KO the Sceptile most likely. So it allows the Sceptile to put in a Dragon Pulse, which does a pretty decent amount of damage, a pretty nice chunk actually. And then Giratina's going to go for the Shadow Force for whatever reason. I don't know why Shadow Force. Again, those 2-hit turns, you really should have Power Herb on it. But I guess you couldn't have Origin Form Giratina with Power Herb. So, yeah. He's going to go into the Lucario to resist that Shadow Force quite nicely. Or at least we thought it was going to be nice, but the opponent gets a lucky crit. Yeah, I remember the lucky crit, because I'm like, oh, lucky crit hexed. Yeah, I know what that feels like. So he's going to switch it back into the Sceptile, I guess. The Lucario was more death fodder that time. The Giratina's going to go for the Shadow Sneak this time, just to do some damage before going down. And yeah, going to a Dragon Pulse. I'm sure his opponent was thinking, oh, why didn't I go for the Shadow Sneak beforehand? Because I could have KO'd the Sceptile, and yes, you could have. I don't know. Life Orb's really draining the Sceptile way down, kind of. So yeah, going to switch into Dialga. Why switching into Dialga? I'm not sure, but switching into Dialga. The Sceptile's going to go for the Focus Blast and hit, which is nice. Focus Blast tends to be a little hacksy when it comes to hitting. It's kind of weird. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a one-hit KO, which means this Dialga did not have any bulk invested in it, which is kind of interesting to find out. Life Orb's almost going to take down the Sceptile, so the Sceptile most likely is going down pretty fast after this next move due to Life Orb recoil. Yeah. So I actually don't know why the opponent didn't Scarf the Kyurem. That kind of makes me interested that it's not Scarfed, because usually Kyurems are Scarfed. You usually see that, but I guess this one's not. So the Sceptile is going to go ahead and take down the Kyurem with one Dragon Pulse, and then the Sceptile is going to faint due to Life Orb recoil. And then it's going to send in Swallow. It's going to be the typical Guts Flame Orb Swallow set. And then he's going to put in Arceus Dark. I actually had to look this up because I'm not that familiar with Arceus, as I usually never have to battle him, and I usually never use an Arceus unless it is in an Uber's battle, in which case, you know, that Uber's battle is what it is. Yeah, Swallow's gonna get the Guts ability up now with that Flame Orb. Go with the Facade. Doesn't KO the Arceus, which is to be expected, as Arceus has, I guess, stats that are off the charts, I guess, if you want to say that. Because, I mean, it has 720 for its, like, base stat total. That's a lot. He's going to go into the Slacking, and I'm going to guess it was probably Scarfed, because it did outspeed the Arceus, but it might not have been Scarfed. This Arceus might not have any speed invested, but you never know. Anyways, that's going to be game. Daniel won the gym battle. And, yeah, we're going to talk about what I just did. I did guest narration. I can do guest narration because, well, it allows me to get up some videos, and then I can always add links to your channel. I don't think he gave me a link to his channel, so I guess I don't know what to do there. Just kind of guest narrate. I can guest narrate. It actually is kind of fun to guest narrate battles that you don't know what's going to happen, because, you know, your battles, when you go back and narrate them, you already know what's going to happen, so that's kind of boring sometimes, and guest narration's kind of nice to kind of have. So yeah, let me know if you guys liked me guest narrating. You know how to let me know. Anyways, comment, like, subscribe, fave to get more people to this channel. I really would like more subscribers, friends, viewers, and all that. That's going to be all. Thank you for watching, Have a nice day, and goodbye, and thank you for letting me guest narrate, Daniel. It was lots of fun.